Hello! In this video, we will show you the various options you have to operate your Crystal Fire Plus Direct Spark Ignition or DSI system. Before watching this video, it may be helpful for you to watch the video titled How to Set Up and Install Your Crystal Fire Plus DSI Burner. This can be found by clicking on the Product Support tab at OutdoorRooms.com. The categories we will cover will be user controls located on the fire pit, user controls located away from the fire pit, user controls both on and away from the fire pit, remote control, and smart devices. Your Crystal Fire Plus DSI burner comes included with an on-off switch intended for use on the appliance, an e-stop, and a switch bypass. All other controls are optional and not included with this burner. Let's first look at applications that desire a switch to be located on the appliance. This application is suitable for residential use or apartments where you have the same people using the fire pit regularly and there are not hired personnel to operate it for them. In this case, you can utilize the standard low voltage switch that came with the burner or an optional low voltage timer, part number 4HRTC. Both of these switches come standard with the 5-pin connector. Simply install your switch on the enclosure and connect the 5-pin connector coming off the switch wires to the 5-pin connector from the wires coming off the DSI box. It is important to note that in this application, your switches are all powered with low voltage coming from the burner's control module. Do not connect these to 110 volts. For commercial applications, you'll also need to install the e-stop. This is installed in series with your 110 volt supply line. Check your local codes for specific location requirements for the e-stop. The e-stop generally needs to be installed in a visual area within X amount of feet from the appliance. Let's now look at locating controls away from the fire enclosure. This application is common for all situations, but especially relevant for restaurants and hotels where you don't desire to allow patrons to have control of the fire. Locate your control anywhere in series with your 110 volt supply. It is highly recommended that the control is in visible sight line to the fire pit to help assure the fire pit is unobstructed and safe to turn on. For commercial applications, install your e-stop in series with your 110 volt supply. In applications where you do not desire the general public to operate the fire, you might consider locating the control in a remote area and the e-stop in closer proximity to the fire pit. OGC does offer several combination control panels that fit standard 2-gang boxes. These include a switch e-stop combination and a timer e-stop combination. When locating the controls away from the appliance, it is necessary to use a switch bypass, part number CF-DSI-SB. This device comes standard with every OGC DSI burner and is used only in applications where you do not desire a switch on the appliance. Simply discard the included low voltage switch and install the switch bypass onto the 5-pin connector coming off the DSI box. Important: when installed, this switch bypass will default the module to the on position. This allows for full control of your fire from the external controls. Simply put, if there is power to the junction box, the flame will turn on, and when you kill power to the junction box, the flame will turn off. We have several installations in the field where the owner desires controls both internally and externally. The application here might be a situation where they desire the user to have control, but also desire to have a master switch controlled by authorized personnel. OGC also offers a remote control option to control the DSI system. Installation is easy. Simply purchase the remote control, part number CF-DSI-R. Program the remote, turn the standard control that came with the burner to the remote setting, and your remote will be fully functional. The remote for the DSI system has a built-in transmitter. To program the remote to the transmitter, take off the cover to the DSI system and using a small screwdriver or paperclip, depress the Learn button as shown here. You will hear one beep and the indicator light will appear. Then press the On button on your remote control. 3 beeps will be heard. Your remote is now programmed to operate your burner. Here are a couple remote best practices. The remote uses radio frequency to control the fire. If the DSI module is buried in a heavy structure, it will reduce the operating range of the remote. Although the fire pit is designed for outdoor use, it is important to keep the remote receiver in a dry and protected location. Also note the remote control is not recommended to be used if using the battery pack as your power source. The low voltage switch must be installed and set into the remote position in order for the remote to function. It may be necessary to periodically relearn your remote. If assessing the control module is complex, you might consider choosing a different means to operate the burner. OGC also offers a smart app to operate your DSI burner, part number DSI-SA. The smart app is only available for residential use. To install the Smart Fire app, simply install the Smart App control panel on the appliance where you would normally install the on-off switch. Download the OGC Fire Pit Control app and follow the instructions for setup. See the video titled Smart App, Setup and Usage under the Product Support tab at OutdoorRooms.com. The Smart app is compatible with both Android and iOS devices. Lastly, the DSI burner can likely be added to most smart home systems. You can see from previous sections of this video that controlling the fire can be as easy as opening and closing the 110 volt circuit to the junction box. So if your smart home device will allow you to open and close a circuit, it can function with this DSI burner system. Note to take care to assure your fire pit cannot be inadvertently turned on. Operation of the fire should never be done remotely where you don't have line of sight to the burner to help assure the environment around the burner is safe for operation. As you can see, there are multiple techniques available for you to control your OGC direct spark ignition burner system. For more helpful videos on this system, including setup and troubleshooting information, go to OutdoorRooms.com and click on the Product Support tab. For full details on installation and operation of this burner system, fully read the instruction manual that came with the burner and controls. Thank you for assuring our products are installed and serviced in a safe and professional manner.